everyone. For decades, India was viewed as a developing power, a nation buying weapons, not building them. But something changed. India shifted from being a buyer to a builder. Now it's one of the few nations mastering the complete cycle of indigenous defense technology, from designing fighter jets to building nuclear submarines and anti-satellite weapons. Technologies that prove the leap. Let's talk tech. Here's the proof you were promised. Tejas Mark II fighter jet, not just indigenous, but modular, multi-role, and export-ready, compared by some to the F-16, but sleeker, cheaper, and smarter. ASAT weapon test. India destroyed a satellite in low Earth orbit, becoming only the fourth country ever to do so. That's strategic dominance in space. Fire Agni V ICBM with a range of over 5,000 km. It makes any hostile nation think twice. Precision tested, ready, capable. AI and drone warfare. India's integrating artificial intelligence into surveillance, autonomous drones, and battlefield decision systems, developing swarm drone tech that can overpower conventional forces. Strategic partnerships and global clout. India's not doing this alone. It's working smart, partnering with France, Israel, Russia, and even the U.S. on technology transfer, while also leading defense exports to Southeast Asia and Africa. This puts India in a strategic position of power, not as a follower, but a global influencer in defense and diplomacy. Innovation in the shadows. Much of India's tech isn't even public. In labs like BL, HAL, ISRO, and DRDO, scientists are working on hypersonic missiles, quantum communication, and cyber defense systems that rival even the U.S. and China. What it means for the world. India's 10-year tech leap isn't just about defense. It's a warning and a wake-up call to every global power, because when a country of 1.4 billion people gets technologically empowered, it reshapes geopolitics. Closing final message. So the next time someone tells you India is developing, show them the missiles, the submarines, the satellites, the fighter jets, and the code, all made in India. India's not just rising, it's already ahead, and the world is finally starting to notice. India's journey toward becoming a self-reliant military power has taken a major leap in recent years, particularly in the development of indigenous weapon systems. Gone are the days when India heavily depended on imports for its defense needs. Today, India stands proud with a growing list of homegrown weapons, aircraft, missile systems, and armored vehicles that demonstrate technological strength and strategic autonomy. This transformation is a result of years of investment in research and development through institutions like DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and private sector collaborations. One of the most prominent symbols of this progress is the Tejas light combat aircraft. Designed and manufactured in India, Tejas is a multi-role fighter jet capable of air-to-air and air-to-ground combat. It rivals many international jets in performance and has already been inducted into the Indian Air Force, with newer versions like Tejas Mark II under development. Another success story is the Arjun main battle tank. With advanced firepower, mobility, and protection systems, Arjun represents India's growing expertise in armored warfare. In the artillery segment, the Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher stands as a testament to India's ability to produce highly mobile and devastating firepower platforms. It has been successfully deployed along border regions and has even found interest from international buyers. Indigenous missile programs such as Akash Surfaced, where NAG anti-tank and BrahMos, in collaboration with Russia, have added significant strategic strength to India's military arsenal. Beyond weapons and platforms, India is also developing its own radar systems, battlefield communication networks, and electronic warfare tools, making its defense infrastructure robust and future-ready. The push for indigenization under the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives has also opened doors for hundreds of startups and private defense tech firms to innovate and compete globally. India's long term vision is not just to supply its own armed forces, but to become a leading defense exporter. Countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America have already shown interest in Indian-made defense equipment. This shift not only boosts India's economy, but also enhances its geopolitical influence. The development of indigenous weapons allows India to maintain secrecy, customization, and strategic independence during conflict situations, which is not always possible with foreign arms. In a rapidly changing global landscape, India's ability to create, test, and deploy its own advanced military technologies reflects a significant edge. This transformation from an arms importer to a high-tech defense producer is the clearest sign that India is not just catching up, it's preparing to lead. India's successful anti-satellite ASAT weapon test, known as Mission Shakti, marked a historic milestone that firmly placed the nation among the world's top space powers. On March 27, 2019, India became only the fourth country after the United States, Russia, and China to demonstrate the capability to destroy a satellite in space. This operation was not just a show of strength, but a clear indicator of India's technological sophistication and strategic foresight. In a controlled test, a ground-based missile launched from the Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam Island hit and destroyed a live satellite orbiting in low Earth orbit LEO at an altitude of around 300 kilometers. This satellite kill capability is extremely complex and requires pinpoint accuracy, advanced tracking systems, and real-time computation. Achieving this level of precision in space, where objects move at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour, is a feat that demonstrates mastery over ballistic missile defense, space surveillance, and high-speed interception. The test was completed in just 3 minutes, with Indian scientists carefully monitoring every phase. This success has immense implications for national security. As modern warfare increasingly involves satellite-based communication, navigation, and surveillance, the ability to neutralize enemy satellites can serve as a powerful deterrent. India's ASAT capability now gives it the strategic leverage to protect its own space assets and deter potential adversaries from launching or supporting space-based aggression. What makes this achievement even more notable is that it was entirely developed indigenously by DRDO, showcasing India's rapidly advancing technological capacity. The test was conducted responsibly, with efforts made to minimize space debris, and debris from the test decayed quickly due to the low-altitude nature of the impact. India also reassured the international community that it remains committed to peaceful uses of outer space, emphasizing that this was a defensive capability, not an offensive doctrine. Beyond defense, the technologies used in this test have dual-use potential in space exploration, satellite servicing, and precision targeting. The success of Mission Shakti sent a strong message across the globe. India is ready to defend its assets in space, just as it defends its borders on land, sea, and air. It also signals that India is thinking about future battlefields where dominance will depend on control over near-Earth space. In a world where cyber and space domains are as critical as traditional warfare fronts, ASAT capability gives India a major strategic edge. With Mission Shakti, India has proven that it is not just a participant in the space race, but a serious player with the ability to influence global norms on space security. This achievement serves as undeniable proof that India's military technology is not only advancing, it is setting benchmarks. India's advancement in hypersonic missile technology is one of the most significant proofs that its military tech is not just modern, but future-ready, possibly a decade ahead of many nations. Hypersonic missiles, which travel at speeds greater than Mach 5 times the speed of sound, represent the cutting edge of global military innovation. These weapons are incredibly hard to detect, track, and intercept due to their speed, maneuverability, and altitude. India has already entered this elite domain with its development and testing of platforms like the Shaurya missile and the Hypersonic Technology Demonstrator Vehicle HSTDV. The HSTDV project, led by DRDO, marked a technological breakthrough for India. In 2020, India successfully tested the Scramjet-powered hypersonic cruise vehicle, placing the country in a rare group of nations, alongside the U.S., Russia, and China, that have demonstrated such advanced hypersonic capability. This system can be used not only for delivering warheads at lightning speed, but also as a base for developing next-generation space vehicles and defense systems. The Shaurya missile, which can carry nuclear warheads and travel at hypersonic speeds, is designed for precision and speed, making it difficult for adversaries to detect and counter. It can be launched from underground silos, adding an element of surprise and survivability during wartime. Unlike traditional ballistic missiles, hypersonic weapons can change their trajectory mid-flight, making missile defense systems nearly ineffective against them. This unpredictability offers a massive strategic advantage. India's work on hypersonic weapons is not just limited to speed. It includes the development of specialized materials that can withstand extreme temperatures, advanced propulsion systems like scramjets, and guidance technologies that ensure accuracy at high speeds. These are areas where even developed nations struggle, but India's progress has been consistent and impressive. What's more, the research and testing are entirely indigenous, reflecting the deep capabilities of Indian scientists and engineers. Possessing hypersonic missile technology changes the strategic equation completely. In any future conflict, speed will determine who strikes first and who wins. A country with the ability to deliver a missile within minutes of launch is always at an advantage. Moreover, as global powers compete in this new arms race, India's achievements make it impossible to ignore. It positions India as a key player in shaping the future of warfare. This leap in hypersonic tech also supports India's broader vision of becoming a global defense exporter. Nations around the world are looking for affordable, reliable, and advanced weapons, and India is becoming the supplier they trust. From Shaurya to HSTDV, the message is loud and clear. India is not preparing for yesterday's war, it's building the tools for tomorrow's battlefield. This capability doesn't just close the technology gap that puts India ahead, proving once again that its military innovation is not catching up but leading the way. India's integration of artificial intelligence, AI, drones, and battlefield automation into its defense framework marks a revolutionary shift in the way modern wars will be fought. And it's one of the clearest indicators that India's military technology is years ahead of the curve. Warfare in the 21st century is no longer just about tanks and missiles. It's about data, real-time decision-making, and autonomous systems that can outthink human limitations. India has fully embraced this evolution by investing in intelligent systems that enhance battlefield awareness, reduce human error, and increase strike precision. The Indian Armed Forces, along with institutions like DRDO and Bharat Electronics Limited, have been developing AI-enabled surveillance tools, facial recognition systems for border security, and autonomous systems capable of navigating hostile terrain without direct human input. These technologies not only reduce the risk to soldiers, but also improve the speed and efficiency of operations. One of the most transformative developments is India's work in drone warfare. India is deploying a wide range of unmanned aerial vehicles UAVs, from surveillance drones like the Rustam and Netra, to combat-ready systems capable of engaging targets independently. These drones are powered by AI algorithms that can identify threats, map terrain, and respond in real time. India is also developing swarm drone technology, a cutting edge concept where dozens or even hundreds of drones operate in coordination to overwhelm enemy defenses. Swarm drones can be used to jam radar, carry explosives, or create confusion on the battlefield, giving Indian forces a decisive tactical edge. The Indian Army has already tested AI-based decision support systems that can analyze battlefield data and offer strategic recommendations within seconds. These systems are designed to assist commanders in making fast and accurate decisions during combat, particularly in high-stress, time-sensitive scenarios. In cyber warfare, India is also using AI for real-time threat detection and automated countermeasures to defend critical infrastructure from cyber attacks. As digital warfare becomes more prevalent, these automated defense systems are essential for national security. Additionally, India is working on robotic systems for mine detection, bomb disposal, and reconnaissance in extreme environments like high-altitude areas or deep inside enemy territory. These robots can go where soldiers can't and do so with unmatched efficiency. This level of automation is becoming standard practice in elite military forces, and India is not just adopting these tools. It's creating its own versions tailored to its unique strategic needs. India's advancements in battlefield automation and AI place it in a rare category of nations actively building the future of warfare. These aren't experimental technologies. They are being deployed, tested, and refined in real military scenarios. By focusing on smart defense, India is reducing human risk, increasing strike capability, and accelerating battlefield decision-making. It's a technological leap that clearly shows India's military strategy is no longer reactive. It's proactive, predictive, and ahead of its time. India's development of nuclear-powered submarines, particularly the INS Arihant class, represents one of the most critical and advanced steps in securing its national defense, and it proves that India's military technology is operating on a level years ahead of most countries. Nuclear submarines offer two unmatched advantages: stealth and endurance. Unlike conventional diesel, electric submarines that need to surface frequently for air, nuclear-powered submarines can stay submerged for months at a time, making them nearly impossible to detect. This gives India the ability to maintain a permanent underwater presence, a major strategic advantage in times of both peace and conflict. But the true significance of these submarines lies in what they carry: nuclear ballistic missiles. This forms the basis of what is known as second strike capability, the ability to respond to a nuclear attack with a powerful retaliatory strike, even if the rest of a country's military infrastructure has been destroyed. The INS Arihant, India's first nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, was indigenously designed and built under utmost secrecy as part of the Advanced Technology Vessel ATV project. Its successful development and commissioning into the Indian Navy marks India's entry into a very exclusive club of nations alongside the U.S., Russia, China, the U.K., and France that operate such platforms. It signifies not just technological maturity, but also geopolitical influence. A second vessel, INS Arihant, is undergoing sea trials with additional submarines in the pipeline, each more advanced than the last. These submarines are equipped with K-15 and K-4 submarine launched ballistic missiles SLBMs, which can carry nuclear warheads. The K-15 has a range of 750 kilometers, while the K-4 extends to about 500 kilometers, allowing India to strike targets deep inside enemy territory, all while remaining undetected beneath the ocean's surface. This sea-based deterrent completes India's nuclear triad, which includes air-based and land-based nuclear delivery systems, creating a credible and survivable nuclear defense posture. The technological complexity of building nuclear submarines cannot be overstated. It requires mastery over marine nuclear propulsion, acoustic signature reduction, miniaturized nuclear reactors, stealth design, and long-range missile integration. That India has developed this capability indigenously is a testament to its advanced research institutions, disciplined secrecy, and strategic patience over decades. These submarines are not just defensive tools, they are symbols of strategic stability. Knowing that India can strike back even after a surprise, nuclear attack forces adversaries to reconsider aggressive strategies, contributing to regional and global deterrence. Moreover, India's submarine program is tightly aligned with its geopolitical ambitions, particularly in the Indian Ocean region, where it seeks to be a dominant maritime power. These subs serve as silent guardians, patrolling key choke points, protecting sea lanes, and projecting power far beyond the subcontinent. In a world where military dominance is shifting underwater, India's presence is already established, and it's only growing stronger. India's rise as a strategic military power is not only due to its indigenous advancements, but also because of its smart and effective strategic collaborations and a growing reputation as a defense exporter. Over the past decade, India has moved beyond its traditional role as one of the world's largest arms importers and has started positioning itself as a key player in the global defense market. This transformation is backed by visionary policies, international defense partnerships, and a growing confidence in India's own military technology. One of the key initiatives fueling this shift is the Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat Self-Reliant India campaigns, which encourage domestic manufacturing while inviting foreign companies to collaborate on Indian soil. This dual strategy has not only reduced dependence on foreign suppliers, but also boosted India's capabilities to develop, co-produce, and export advanced defense systems. India has built strong defense relationships with countries like France, Israel, Russia, and the United States. These partnerships have gone beyond just procurement. They involve technology transfer, joint production, and R&D collaboration. For example, the BrahMos missile, developed jointly with Russia, is one of the fastest cruise missiles in the world and is now being marketed for export to countries like the Philippines and Vietnam. Similarly, Indian companies are working with Israeli firms on drone systems, electronic warfare, and missile defense. Collaborations with the U.S. have led to co-development initiatives under the Defense Technology and Trade Initiative DTTI involving high-end projects like aircraft engines and advanced surveillance systems. On the export front, India has made impressive progress. In the last few years, it has exported military hardware to more than 80 countries. Items such as radars, patrol boats, missiles, artillery systems, armored vehicles, and surveillance equipment are now being sold to countries in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. The export of the indigenous Akash missile system and the Pinaka rocket launcher has drawn interest from several nations, showcasing India's capability to produce world-class defense solutions at competitive prices. The Defense Expo and Aero India exhibitions have become platforms for India to display its capabilities and sign billion-dollar deals, not just as a buyer but increasingly as a seller. Strategic collaboration has also elevated India's role in regional and global defense alliances. Through quadrilateral security dialogue and Indo-Pacific partnerships, India is actively shaping maritime security policies and promoting interoperability with major global navies. The Indian Navy's joint exercises with the U.S., Japan, and Australia reflect this growing trust and strategic alignment. These collaborations ensure that India's military technology is continuously exposed to global standards, while also contributing to the creation of new standards. What makes this strategic shift powerful is that it's not just about exporting weapons. It's about exporting trust, reliability, and partnership. Nations now look to India not only for cost-effective solutions, but also for long-term defense relationships. By aligning economic interests with geopolitical goals, India is becoming a defense hub, both as a manufacturing center and as a thought leader in future warfare. This global reach and influence, combined with technological capability, is clear proof that India is not following in the footsteps of others. It's blazing a new trail in the world of defense. Here is a powerful conclusion that ties together all 6 key points of the speech titled, India's military tech is 10 years ahead. Here's proof. India is no longer the silent observer in the global defense race. It is a bold, innovative, and forward-thinking force that's setting the pace for the future of warfare. From indigenous fighter jets, tanks, and rocket systems to strategic second-strike capabilities with nuclear submarines, India has transformed itself from a defense-dependent nation to a self-reliant military powerhouse. The successful anti-satellite weapon test proved to the world that India can defend not only its borders but also its interests in space. Its leap into hypersonic missile technology and battlefield automation shows that India is not preparing for yesterday's threats, it's preparing for tomorrow's realities. With AI-driven drones, automated systems, and intelligent war tech being developed and deployed, India is building a military that is smarter, faster, and more capable than ever before. But what truly amplifies this progress is how India is using strategic collaborations and defense exports not just to strengthen itself, but to build lasting global influence. From trusted partnerships with the U.S., France, Russia, and Israel to growing exports across continents, India has emerged as a credible and responsible leader in defense technology. The proof is overwhelming. India's military is not just evolving, it's setting benchmarks. The world must now recognize what India already knows: it is a decade ahead in defense innovation, and this is just the beginning. The future of global military balance has a new name at the top: India.